when they were all presenting their bags, and we were all a bit like, oh, this is our last day, and about the volunteers. And one of the inmates turned around and said to me, he was like, you're different from the others. When you're here, you're here. You're very present. You don't, you come in and you command a presence. And I didn't realize at all. I've never ever had anyone say that for me, and especially to come from them. That meant a lot to me, because I think one thing I've always strived to do is whoever I'm with, whatever I'm doing, I'm there. I'm all there. So it was nice to know that I'm actually doing that. Some people say I'm very overly optimistic, like blind optimism. But so far in my life, it's served me really well, because I wouldn't have gotten to do all the opportunities that I had if I hadn't been that way. Really listening in to what I want to do. I'm really sticking by that. And I realized that it wasn't only just after graduation, but even the choice of taking creative path. In my family, no one had done it before. Being a female and going into an all-male prison, that in itself was a little bit daunting. I think I had that perception of I don't know how it's going to be, how will they treat me compared to some of the male volunteers that are there. I was quite detached, I guess, with prisons and prisoners, or people who have been in that system. I didn't really quite realize until I started volunteering how it actually affected me and how it affects all of us. Volunteering is going beyond, what is service? It's doing something for someone without getting anything in return. Don't go with the expectation of I'm doing this so it's some moral patch for me. It's bigger than you. And to have that kind of openness when you take this process of design and put it in an environment where you would never expect it, the possibilities of what it does, because it reaffirmed what I do and the sort of work I do as a designer. And then obviously as a human being, I think it completely changed the way I see people and perceive people. I guess the whole aspect of we're all just connected and we all have the same hopes, desires, regrets. I felt that I got so much more out of it than I could have ever thought. So I hope that I have put in just as much, straight from my attention and presence of being there, to listening to them, to working with them, to developing skills with them. I definitely feel that I've developed all of those, and I just hope that in doing so, they have developed that as well.